And now.
Hey Dentacoin community, good morning from Varna, Bulgaria. Welcome to the first episode of a series of DentaTalks. This series is about a wide variety of blockchain topics that we like to cover, mainly focused on Dentacoin, of course. It's a live session, so if you like, you can ask any questions, and I'll cover that in the end of the first series, end of the first episode, I mean. Main topics today will be the team, Dentacoin as a community-based company, blockchain topics in general. We'll cover that more next week, but I'll give a brief introduction about that. And in the end, as I said before, you can get ask me some questions. If you have, just write them down in the comments. Some of you did already. Giving you some updates later. And yeah, let's start it. So as it's the first DentaTalk, I'd like to briefly introduce the team, starting with Professor Dr. Dimitriev, our founder, which we got engaged. We means my brother and me got engaged with him and talked about problems in the dental industry and talked about technical solutions that come up with the blockchain idea. And so that was somehow the beginning of this whole project. And yeah, then there's my brother, who's co-founder and business developer, and myself as core developer and co-founder as well. And at the moment we are over 30 people working in our team. Here at Dentacoin, all blockchain enthusiasts working heavily on the ICO at the moment, as you can imagine. So we have like over 1,000 registrations each day now. And we are really loaded with a lot of work at the moment, and quite excited what will happen in the ICO. And we're actually looking for more people. We have like 5 job applicants from Ethereum developers at the moment. So we're looking mainly for developers developing our tools, but we also look for marketing strategists and many other parts actually, because we are like, yeah, in preparations of the time after ICO, when actually all the tools get launched step by step. We'll cover the tools in another video and going through the different services and software and websites and apps that we will provide step by step. On one thing which is really important, I think, for our company is that it's not a classical company that like there are only employees working for it, but we are a community-based project. So even now, in the very first beginning of Dentacoin, we have several kind of employees or helpers, supporters from the community that assist us, that help they work for the idea actually, find new interests, spread the word, do some marketing stuff, even developing part of the websites and other tools. And they mainly do it because they believe in the idea, in the Dentacoin movement, to better the industry and to get patients and dentists together. But they don't, in future, they won't only do it for free and because they believe in it. We will give them shares, we will give them Dentacoins, and in this way we'll extend this company to a community-based company. That's what we're heavily trying actually, because we believe that a company should not be like closed up in a building and walls, but open to the whole society and getting good ideas and efforts from everywhere, especially if it's a blockchain-based project, because people all over the world participate in it anyway. So it's used by many people, and why shouldn't they be engaged? Why should you be engaged in the whole thing to improve, to head towards our main goal, to improve dental healthcare? And yeah, so that's the main reason we decided to open up, to be really transparent about everything we do. And one important step, it's actually feedback from the community, is I guess is are these videos now, these video series. So really like to show you what's going on here, and like to invite you to join us in one or other way to help us to improve the whole thing, and to get step by step in the right direction. Why are we blockchain based anyway? So what's the main idea? And when it comes about to that topic, it's the blockchain. Some people say that blockchain is an invention which is just as big and important as the internet was itself, like 30 years ago. Because as the internet allowed us to communicate worldwide with everyone, mainly for free or almost for free, it really changed the world, as everyone knows. Today there are more people having a smartphone than people having access to drinking water, fresh drinking water, which is kind of ridiculous, right? But it's a fact. Most people have access to the internet, or not most, but a lot of people, like 4 billion people, have access to the internet. So they can share information, they can communicate, and improve knowledge and everything, education with that, improving the whole society in the end. Blockchain, on the other side, is something like the distribution of value. It provides the distribution of value. So what does that mean? It's not mainly about distributing informations, that's what the internet is about, but it's about distributing or sending money, distributing values, assets, and so on. So you can really, you don't need to trust single entities to host that value transfer, but you can connect with other people that you don't even know and trust on certain agreements. For example, trust on receiving money, but also trust on certain contracts and certain agreements, which are in most cases somehow related to money. So for example, if you're taking a very simple example, transferring money, as it first appeared in blockchain with Bitcoin, the classical fiat currency way that we have is that you would send, for example, if you pay in the internet, you take your Visa, MasterCard anyway, and you enter all these credit card details, and then these credit card details are sent through the internet, so which is actually dangerous. They are sent to central spots, Visa, MasterCard, and so on. They host all the transactions, and they send and receive it, and then send it back to you, and so on. So they are completely responsible for all these transactions, and the whole way from you to them and then to the recipient is highly risky and highly it's unsafe, because you're just sending your secrets, like credit card details, through the internet, which is somehow open space, and it needs a lot of effort to protect that by these banking companies and so on. And on the blockchain, on the other hand, as it's completely decentralized, it's very stable and secure. That's a little bit comparable, I think, to solar panels on the roofs we have. So, like if you imagine, for example, a war situation where electricity is somehow the aim of the enemy, then it would be very easy to destroy the whole country just by destroying the central spots of electricity and electric power generating. But if everyone had solar powers on the roof, like Elon Musk and Tesla is imagining it, it's very hard to attack the system. And it's somehow same with Bitcoin and blockchain and Dentacoin. You don't send your money, you don't even send any secrets to any central entity. Your secret, your credit card details, let's say, stay on your computer. So-called private key stays on your computer. You don't need to send it anyway. And the only thing that you send is a public key, which is public, and you don't need to worry about it. Someone could hack it. And there's no central spot of failure, so no one can hack the bank or the banking system, because there's no banking system. You are the bank. I think many of you know that already. I just want to mention these things for people that might not aware of this. But as I said before, we will cover that better in one of the next series, one of the next episodes of DentaTalk, and go into technical details if you're interested in that. Yeah, besides that, using the blockchain is actually very fast and cheap if it comes to transferring not only money but trust. So for example, we have this idea of a Dentacoin Insurance, which we'll cover next time a bit more in detail. But somehow, if you have any kind of relationship to your dentist nowadays, you don't know the person very well in general, and the same is true for the dentists. So patients and doctors, they don't know each other very well these days because there are many people engaged and there are high level of automatism, so very fast procedures there, not much time to get to know to each other. So how can these parties trust each other? And one of the tools that we engage on to improve that, and it's a blockchain-based tool, is this insurance. So it leads to a mutual interest of both parties. So if I do something which is good for me, I automatically do something which is good for the patient or the dentist on the other hand. So, and that's the main idea. It's some game theory stuff in the end that we are thinking about as a base layer there. And yeah, when it comes to the topic of the ICO, that's mainly about the value of Dentacoin, right? So how will the value increase and so on. And what we have there is this notion of the network effect. So that mainly means that as more people use Dentacoin, the more it will increase in value over time. It's not because they trade it, it's actually because they use it. Because if you pay your insurance in Dentacoin, if you write reviews on our review platform and get Dentacoin, if you use our aftercare app, take care of your teeth and get Dentacoins in reward, then you will interact with Dentacoin, and as the more people that do that, the price will increase with that network effect. So this is like a long-term thing. It's a long-term development there, but the ICO is just like a starting point where you can get Dentacoins quite cheap, and then I would suggest to use them or hold them because for a long time, because it will increase in value as soon as it's used in a wide market. And we are partnering actually we are talking to many dentists these days. We have 2 partner clinics. One is in Varna, where I'm at the moment, and the other one is in London. And they actually work with Dentacoin already. So you can get Dentacoin there as a patient, and you can pay with Dentacoin there. As a patient, you can pay your treatment, that partly or the whole treatment. Everything what your insurance doesn't pay could be paid in Dentacoin. And we're just at the beginning with building up this network. We got actually quite a few supporters from the community there, helping us to connect with like dentistries, dental clinics, laboratories, all kind of businesses in that section, in that area. So if you have any connection there, please go to Slack or go to Telegram or use one of our other channels and engage us with that. And yeah, we'll be highly appreciated and cooperate with as many as dentists and in that area that we can. Okay, so let's go to the last part for today. Let's see. Okay, I think at the moment we have questions like on Telegram for updates for the ICO. I covered that mainly. Anything specific besides that? Anyone? On Facebook there's like updating as well. Tell all about. We'll split it definitely. We'll have more talks like this starting today, and we'll have many more topics. My brother and co-founder Jeremias Grenzebach will have another talk one of the next weeks talking about more business related stuff again. And I will cover with a friend of mine blockchain related stuff over the next time, so that you'll just stay tuned. And yeah, I'm actually excited to talk to you guys again and see what happens then with the project after the ICO. If you have any other questions or want to get more details, just head to our website. I'll write it down in the comments below. I think most of you know it, but just go there to get more information in the white paper. Or even the best thing, I guess, is to join our channels like Slack, Telegram, and so on, and get in contact with us, maybe even working with us. So thank you very much. That's it from my side. Enjoy your day and see you next time. Bye-bye.